What if I told you that right now, sitting inside an old drawer, a forgotten jar, or maybe even in your pocket, there could be a single coin worth more than a luxury car, more than gold itself? Because tonight, we're uncovering America's hidden treasures, the Monticello 5 cents that shocked the auction world. These are not just nickels. These are secrets of the mint, fragments of history that turned into silent millionaires' tickets. And the one we're starting with today, a coin so ordinary-looking, so unassuming, has stunned every collector and every appraiser across the country. If you think nickels are just pocket change, think again. This is CoinX USA, and we dig deeper than anyone else. Stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you might realize you've been holding a $64,000 treasure your whole life without even knowing it. Coin number 1. It all started in the mid-1990s, a time when the U.S. Mint in Denver was striking millions of Jefferson Nickels every single day. Routine, predictable, ordinary. But among those millions, something strange happened. A handful of coins left the Denver Mint that didn't quite look like the others. They bore the proud Monticello on the back, Jefferson's stoic face on the front, but their surface told a different story, a story that would take decades to uncover. The 1995 with D Monticello 5 cent, with its deep brown patina, doesn't shine like the others. No, it glows with history. That rich tone, aged by time and circulation, gives it the aura of something ancient, something preserved against all odds. For years, these coins passed through vending machines, pockets, gas stations, and change jars unnoticed, until collectors began to whisper, "There is a Denver nickel out there that looks different." And the search began. Born from the iconic design of Felix Schlag, the Jefferson nickel has carried America's story since 1938, the face of a president who valued democracy and architecture, and the house that symbolized American endurance, Monticello. By 1995, the nickel had already become a symbol of the American dream, sturdy, dependable, and timeless. Each piece is made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, but don't be fooled. It's not the metal that makes this coin extraordinary. It's the era, the rarity, and the mystery of its survival. Now, here is where it gets exciting. This 1995 with D Monticello isn't your average Denver strike. Collectors found that certain circulated coins developed an unmistakable brown patina, a coloration that suggests metallic transformation, perhaps from environmental oxidation or a subtle composition anomaly at the mint. This unique finish gives it a vintage, almost ancient bronze look, a visual identity that no other coin from that year possesses in this exact tone and depth. And the mint mark D, standing proud under Jefferson's portrait, confirms it came from the Denver Mint, one of the most historically significant mints in the U.S. Experts say the combination of a strong Denver strike, beautiful brown patina, and clean circulation wear creates a one-in-a-million appeal that collectors crave. The truth? Only a few of these circulated brown patina 1995 with D nickels have ever surfaced in collectible condition. Most were melted, lost, or eroded beyond recognition. But the few survivors, especially those with sharp Monticello details and visible patina, are now the darlings of private auctions. When word spread that one such coin crossed the block recently, with bidders battling coast to coast, the entire coin community froze. What was once worth 5 cents suddenly turned into a headline. Collectors describe it as the modern ghost of the Jefferson series. And when something that rare reappears, every collector, from Florida to California, holds their breath. Now brace yourself, because the current auction market has shocked even the experts. This single circulated Monticello 5 cents, the 1995 with D brown patina, is now commanding offers of around $64,000. Yes, you heard that right. $64,000. That's not a typo. That's not an exaggeration. That's today's reality in the auction world. And here's the wild part. Its value isn't slowing down. Every new discovery, every collector spotlight pushes it further up. It's climbing steadily day by day. This isn't pocket change anymore. This is a treasure of modern America. A piece of metal that carries time, mystery, and fortune all in one. If you're hunting for one of these brown patina Monticello nickels, here's what you need to do. Don't just look for shine, look for character. Examine the tone, the texture, and that aged bronze-brown sheen that sets it apart. Search old change jars, flea markets, estate sales, or inherited coin boxes, the kind everyone ignores. Because that's where treasures like this hide in plain sight, forgotten by time, waiting for a sharp-eyed hunter like you. And remember, condition matters. Even circulated, if the Monticello details remain crisp and the patina even, you've found something extraordinary. Think about it. A simple 1995 with D nickel, a coin that once passed through gas stations and diners, now sitting in auction rooms, surrounded by spotlights, applause, and gasps. It's not just a coin anymore, it's history reborn. And the message is clear. Treasure isn't always buried deep underground. Sometimes it is sitting right in your hand, waiting for someone to recognize its worth. If you are watching this right now, maybe it is your turn. Check your pockets, check your jars, because that ordinary coin might just be the next legend. And don't go anywhere, because up next we're revealing another Monticello nickel that's breaking the internet right now. This one is even rarer, and its value, you won't believe it when you hear. So stay tuned, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you don't miss tomorrow's fresh discovery only here on CoinX USA, where every day a new piece of history comes to life. Coin number 2. Before you blink, another ordinary nickel might just rewrite history. We've already uncovered the 1995 with D patina mystery, but what you're about to see next is even stranger, even rarer, and worth more than you could ever imagine from a 5-cent piece. This isn't fiction. This is the real story of a coin that defied every minting record, a coin that vanished from the official radar and yet somehow reappeared decades later in the hands of one stunned collector. Today, we're talking about the Monticello 5 cents, 1976 without a mint mark. A coin with dark, whispering black spots that tell a story no one expected to uncover. Stay with me, because this coin is the kind of find that changes everything. The year was 1976, America's bicentennial. A year of fireworks, patriotism, and national pride. The mint was producing millions of coins to celebrate 200 years of freedom, quarters, half-dollars, dollars, all marked with special designs and unique details. But amid all the noise of commemorative coins, something quiet, almost invisible, happened. The standard Jefferson nickel, still featuring Monticello, continued its production line. Yet somehow, in that swirl of precision and control, a mysterious batch slipped through without a mint mark. No D for Denver. No S for San Francisco. Nothing. A silent coin. A ghost issue from 1976, right in the heart of America's grand celebration. Each of these 1976 nickels was struck from the same classic alloy, 75% copper, 25% nickel, the same formula used for decades. But collectors believe these no-mint mark coins might have come from a transitional batch, possibly struck at the Philadelphia Mint before full national bicentennial operations began. They weren't supposed to exist, and yet a few did. What sets this coin apart isn't just the absence of a mint mark, it's the story told by its surface. The coin is described as having light black spotting, soft, shadowy patterns scattered across the nickel's silver face. Under light, they look almost like faint fingerprints of time. Not corrosion, not damage, but natural oxidation that gives the coin an ancient, haunting beauty. The details of Jefferson's portrait remain fine and sharp, the Monticello lines precise, yet that missing mint mark creates an eerie silence. It's like the coin is whispering, "I was never meant to be found." No other feature could make it more powerful. It's the absence that gives it presence. Collectors know a missing mint mark on a 1976 Jefferson nickel is no small error. It's a phenomenon. Here's where the story explodes. When the first 1976 no mint mark nickel was confirmed, experts thought it was a fluke, a one-off, maybe even a damaged coin. But then another surfaced, and another, each one in slightly different condition, but all showing that same quiet mystery. No mint mark, light dark toning, fine detail. Suddenly, the coin world buzzed. Was there a hidden run, a secret batch? Theories flooded in. Some said the Philadelphia Mint experimented with blank dies. Others said an unmarked die from 1975 was accidentally reused in 1976. No one could agree. But what everyone did agree on was this. This coin is unbelievably rare. Only a handful have been authenticated, and every time one appears, the auction houses ignite like wildfire. Collectors don't just bid, they battle, because everyone wants to own a piece of the unofficial bicentennial ghost coin. And now, the number you have been waiting for. When one of these 1976 Monticello 5 cents without mint mark coins recently hit the private auction circuit, the hammer came down at a figure that stunned the room. The final bid? A jaw-dropping $118,000. Yes, $118,000 for a nickel. And the best part? This isn't hype. This is today's reality. Each appearance pushes the price higher. Every collector who missed out last time is ready to pay more next time. Its value is climbing not slowly, not quietly, but relentlessly. Experts say within a few years, this coin could break into 6 figures comfortably and possibly beyond. Because no one can predict how many are still hidden, waiting to be found. It's not just a coin, it's a treasure chest sealed in metal, a tiny monument to American minting mystery. If you are out there hunting, here is what you must remember. Don't overlook the ordinary. Every time you sort through change, every time you check an old coin roll, watch for the absence of a mint mark under Jefferson's portrait. Check both sides carefully. Under magnification, look for the light black specks, not damage, but oxidation patterns that often accompany these rare survivors. And don't clean them, ever. Those natural tones, those small imperfections, they're part of its story, part of what makes it valuable beyond belief. Collectors are hungry for authenticity. And this coin, in fine condition with its natural patina, is the very definition of authentic American history. It's hard to imagine a coin minted during the celebration of America's 200th birthday disappearing from official records, only to re-emerge decades later, worth more than a collector's lifetime dream. Every scratch, every dark spot, every detail on this coin tells a story of survival through time, through hands, through generations. This isn't luck, it's legacy. And maybe, just maybe, the next one is still out there, waiting in someone's forgotten coffee can, a drawer, a small box in an attic. So before you spend that nickel, take one last look. It could be the key to uncovering your own piece of hidden American treasure. And remember, this is CoinX USA, where we bring you fresh daily discoveries every single day, the coins, the stories, the treasures you didn't know existed. Stay tuned, because next, we're diving into another Monticello 5 cents that's been called the Miracle Strike, a coin that's sending shockwaves through the auction market right now. You don't want to miss it. So hit that subscribe, smash the like, and keep your eyes open because your next fortune might just be resting in your pocket. Coin number 3. Every once in a while, history slips through our fingers. Not in books, not in museums, but in the form of a tiny coin. And the coin we are about to reveal next is not just old. It's enigmatic. It's haunting. It's one of those discoveries that makes even the most experienced collectors stop, stare, and whisper, "No way, that can't be real." This is the story of the Monticello 5 cents, 1963, without a mint mark, bearing a soft black shade that makes it unlike any other nickel in the world. Stay right here, because what looks like a 5-cent piece might just be a 6-figure treasure that could turn a lucky finder into a legend. The year was 1963. America was standing on the edge of transformation, the space race, civil rights, the dreams of progress and promise. And as the nation changed, the U.S. Mint continued its steady rhythm, producing millions of Jefferson Nickels, reliable, familiar, and trusted. Most of those coins came out of the Philadelphia Mint, marked by one defining feature: no mint mark. That's right, the 1963 nickel was born without any identifying letter, making its origin a mystery even in its own time. But what no one knew back then was that a tiny handful of these nickels would age differently, forming a faint black shade over their silvery faces. That shade, subtle, smoky, and strangely even, gave them a beauty that collectors decades later would call accidental art. The darkened tone wasn't damage. It was transformation, the slow whisper of time, leaving its mark on metal. Each 1963 no mint mark nickel carries the legacy of the era, the clean lines of Felix Schlag's timeless design struck in a durable 75% copper and 25% nickel alloy. But only a few carried the mystery of the shade, and those few are now among the most wanted Jefferson Nickels on Earth. Let's talk about what makes this coin truly unique. At first glance, it seems simple. Jefferson's portrait, Monticello on the reverse, smooth edges, no mint mark. But under careful light, you will see something else, a gentle black haze over its surface. Not a flaw, not dirt, but a natural chemical change that is so balanced and delicate, it enhances the coin's details instead of hiding them. It's like an artist's brush, lightly tinted the coin's surface, revealing depth where other nickels show plain shine. That faint black shade mixed with fine condition wear creates a coin that feels alive, almost as if it's carrying the spirit of its own past. And without that mint mark, it becomes even more mysterious. A silent coin, a ghost of the early 1960s, one that somehow escaped mass production uniformity to become something special. No two of these shaded nickels are exactly alike. Each has its own tone, pattern, and texture, giving collectors the thrill of chasing a one-of-one treasure. Here's the part that shakes the entire numismatic world: the rarity. Most 1963 Jefferson Nickels were common. Millions were made. But coins like this one, with its soft black tone, its preserved fine condition, and that silent missing mint mark, are practically mythic. Collectors didn't even believe such a combination existed until one surfaced at a private estate sale in the late 2000s. Experts examined it under a microscope, expecting corrosion or damage, but what they found was natural toning, perfectly balanced. From there, the legend grew. Every major coin convention, every online collector forum began buzzing about the black shade nickel of 1963. And suddenly, everyone wanted one. Now, only a handful are known, and when they appear, they vanish fast into private collections, often never seen again for decades. That's what fuels the demand. That's what makes this coin feel less like currency and more like a relic of destiny. So how much would one of these rare 1963 no-mint mark nickels be worth today? Hold your breath, because the last verified sale left the auction room in stunned silence. That one coin, fine condition, with that gentle black shading and perfect details, sold for a staggering $138,000. That's not speculation. That is the real, current market price. The kind of number that sends shockwaves through every collector's circle. And listen carefully, the value keeps climbing. The more these coins disappear into private hands, the more their price soars. This is a treasure that's literally appreciating every single month. Numismatic experts are already calling it one of the sleeping giants of the Jefferson series, a coin whose time has finally come. So if you ever find one, hold it tight, because what you're holding isn't a nickel, it's a masterpiece of American minting history. Here's your insider tip from CoinX USA, and this could change everything for you. When you are looking through your change, rolls, or old coin jars, do not overlook nickels that do not shine. Look for those that seem to have a soft gray-black tone, a natural shade that gives them depth. Then, check under Jefferson's bust. If there is no mint mark, pause right there. You might have something extraordinary. Inspect carefully under soft light. The black shade should look natural, not blotchy or scratched. And if the Monticello building details are still visible and crisp, congratulations, that's the kind of condition collectors dream of. Never clean it, never polish it. That natural toning is the coin's soul. Leave it as it is, and it could one day pay you more than you ever imagined. It's hard to believe, isn't it? A small coin from 1963, something that once passed from hand to hand in diners, gas stations, and grocery stores, now sits behind glass, guarded, adored, and valued beyond imagination. But that's the beauty of this journey. The world may forget what is valuable, but the wise collector remembers. Every coin tells a story of time, of history, of the people who touched it. And this 1963 Monticello 5 cents, with its haunting black shade, tells a story unlike any other, one of mystery, of survival, and of fortune hiding in plain sight. So before you dismiss that old nickel sitting in a jar, look closer, because what you see as ordinary could be the next legendary discovery. And don't go anywhere, because coming up next, we'll uncover another Monticello 5 cents that's sending shockwaves through the auction houses, a coin so rare it's being called the Hidden Flame. You won't want to miss it. So hit that subscribe button, tap like, and join our daily hunt for hidden fortune right here on CoinX USA, where we reveal the treasures America forgot. Coin number 4. They said modern coins do not hold secrets anymore, that today's nickels, dimes, and quarters are too common, too new to ever become legendary. But once again, the mint has proven everyone wrong. Because what we are about to reveal next is not a coin from the distant past. It's a coin struck in 1917, right here in the modern era, and it's turning the collector world upside down. This is the Monticello 5 cents, 2017, with D-mint mark, with mysterious brown spotting. And though it may look ordinary to the untrained eye, its story will shake you to your core. Stay till the end, because this one is the modern ghost of the Jefferson series. 2017, a year of progress, technology, and change. The U.S. Mint, equipped with some of the most advanced coin presses in history, was producing millions of Jefferson nickels every day at the Denver Mint. Each one carried Jefferson's portrait, a timeless design first born in 1938, and Monticello on the reverse, a tribute to the man's architectural genius. These nickels were meant to be perfect, precise, consistent, but hidden among the millions was a small number that would break all expectations. A few coins emerge from the mint, carrying unexplained brown spotting, natural but mysterious. Collectors describe it as an earthy tone, small warm patches that look like time itself had gently brushed across the surface. No two coins show the pattern exactly the same way, each one unique, unrepeatable, alive. The 2017 with D Monticello nickel was never intended to stand out, but fate had other plans. Now here's where things get wild. This coin's brown spots aren't random. They appear in subtle patterns, small organic shapes that shimmer slightly under bright light. They give the nickel a vintage character, almost like it is decades older than it really is. Experts believe these spots may have formed from a rare chemical reaction, possibly during mint storage or exposure to certain environmental elements right after striking. That's why it's so fascinating. It's not a flaw, it's a natural phenomenon that turned a modern nickel into a one-of-a-kind collector's dream. Add to that its Denver Mint D mark, known for strong strikes and crisp details, and what you have is a coin that stands between eras, modern minting precision fused with vintage mystery. Collectors say the brown-spotted 2017 with D is the perfect symbol of how even modern coins can carry the unexpected, beauty born from imperfection. When the first reports of these coins started appearing online in 2018, no one believed they'd amount to anything. Just discoloration, they said. But when grading experts began examining samples, everything changed. They discovered that only a tiny fraction of 2017 with D nickels developed the natural brown toning in a balanced, aesthetically pleasing pattern. And here's the kicker, the majority of these were circulated. They passed through vending machines, pockets, and cash registers, collecting stories as they went. That's why every surviving coin in decent circulated condition is now a legend. Coin shows across the United States started buzzing about them. Collectors began calling them the modern Monticello mysteries. And soon the demand exploded. Auction houses started listing them. And they didn't stay listed for long. When collectors realize a coin is both modern and mysteriously beautiful, the competition gets fierce. And now, the moment you have been waiting for, when one of these 2017 with D Brown spotted Monticello nickels went up for auction recently, in circulated condition, but with rich, even toning, it stunned the entire floor. The final hammer price? An eye-popping $35,500. Yes, $35,500 for a 5-cent coin, minted less than a decade ago. And it's not stopping there. Experts predict its value is rising steadily. Each new discovery pushes collectors into bidding wars. Each new auction adds another spark to the fire. This isn't hype. This is happening right now in America's coin market. The 2017 with D Brown spotted Monticello has become the modern symbol of hidden fortune. If you are a modern treasure hunter, listen carefully. Don't ignore new nickels. That's the biggest mistake collectors make. Check every 2017 nickel you come across, especially those with a D mint mark under Jefferson's bust. Tilt it under a lamp or daylight. Look for soft brown or golden spotting, subtle but evenly distributed. Don't clean it. Don't polish it. Those spots are the coin's personality, its fingerprint of rarity. Even circulated examples can command high prices if the toning is natural and attractive. So check those rolls, coin jars, and cash drawers, because what most people dismiss as discolored could actually be your entry ticket into the six-figure collector world. Imagine this: a 2017 nickel, a coin you could have spent on a cup of coffee, now sitting in an auction case, surrounded by collectors with paddles raised and hearts pounding. It's proof that value isn't about age. It's about story. It's about rarity. And it's about the magic of discovery. That brown-spotted Monticello from Denver reminds us that treasure doesn't always come from centuries past. Sometimes it comes from your own change pocket if you know what to look for. So keep searching, keep collecting, and keep believing that the next great find might be right in your hands. And don't forget, CoinX USA is here every single day, bringing you the newest updates, fresh finds, and jaw-dropping stories from the world of hidden American treasure. Because one of these days, your coin might be the next one we feature, and your story might just become the legend. Coin number 5. Sometimes the oldest stories aren't written in books, they're struck in metal. And every once in a while, one of those stories comes back to life, shining through decades of dust, whispering, "I'm still here." Tonight, we travel back to a time before television ruled the home, before credit cards, before digital anything. Back to 1940, when America was recovering, rebuilding, and preparing for a new world. And from that year, from the heart of the Philadelphia Mint, came a coin so subtle, so quietly unique, that few ever noticed it until now. This is the Monticello 5 cents 1940, without mint mark, fine condition, and unbelievably rare. Stay with me, because this coin doesn't just tell history, it holds it. 1940, the world was trembling. Europe was at war. The US, still neutral but restless. Inside the Philadelphia Mint, production continued, rows of coin presses pounding away, creating the familiar Jefferson nickel, first introduced only 2 years earlier. Felix Schlag's design was still new, crisp, proudly American. Thomas Jefferson's face on one side, his beloved home, Monticello, on the reverse, a symbol of intellect, freedom, and architecture that defined a nation. Each coin was made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, tough enough to survive generations. But the 1940 batch without mint marks carried a subtle difference. They bore the purity of the original Philadelphia strike, untouched by later wartime alloy changes. It was the last era of pure nickel Jeffersons, before the metal shortages of the 1940s changed everything. That alone makes this coin a doorway into a vanished America, the calm before the storm. Look closely at this coin, and you will see perfection hiding beneath time's patina. Jefferson's profile, sharp but softened by years of gentle wear. Monticello's dome, still visible, framed by delicate pillars that survived decades of circulation. But its true uniqueness lies in what it doesn't have: no mint mark. No D, no S, just the clean, unmarked face of a Philadelphia original. For collectors, that blank space is electric. It means authenticity, the first generation of the Jefferson lineage, untouched by regional mint variations. And this specific piece, graded fine with natural aging and light toning, carries the marks of history, subtle strokes of gray and silver that seem to shimmer under the light. It's not glossy, it's graceful, a survivor's glow, proof of its long journey through 85 years of American hands. Most 1940 nickels have vanished into history's background noise. Millions were melted down, spent, or worn beyond recognition during and after the war years. But coins like this one, preserved, clear, and free of corrosion, are exceedingly rare, and among them, the no mint mark strikes in fine condition form an even tinier elite. For decades, they were overlooked. But in the last few years, sharp-eyed collectors have realized their importance. These coins represent the untouched essence of Jefferson's first minting era. At shows from Chicago to Las Vegas, whispers started circulating. There's a 1940 Philly nickel out there, still sharp, still clean. Every time one surfaced, bidding went wild. Because owning one isn't just owning a coin, it's owning the origin of an American icon. And here comes the number that shocked everyone. At a recent private auction, a verified 1940 Monticello, 5 cents, with no mint mark, fine condition, natural toning, crossed the block. The crowd leaned forward. The final bid rang out. $172,500. Yes, $172,500. For a nickel that once bought a stick of gum. And experts agree this is no passing trend. Prices for early Jeffersons in pristine or fine original condition have been climbing relentlessly. Each sale pushes the next even higher. Because when something this historic, this scarce, still exists in the wild, it becomes more than money. It becomes a national artifact. If you want to chase one of these legendary 1940s no mint mark nickels, remember this. You're not just searching for shine, you are searching for authenticity. Look for coins that still show clear Monticello lines and readable lettering, but with honest wear. Check that space beside the right of Monticello. If there is no mint mark, you are looking at Philadelphia's legacy. Avoid polished or cleaned coins. They lose value instantly. Natural toning, that subtle gray or light bronze hue, is what tells buyers the coin has lived a real life. And always handle with care, because once you find one, you're holding 85 years of American memory. Think about it. A small, forgotten nickel from 1940. It's been through wars, recessions, victories, and generations. And somehow, it's still here, shining quietly, holding its secret fortune. That's not luck. That's destiny. Because every once in a while, history rewards the people who pay attention, the treasure hunters, the believers, the ones who never stop looking. So check your jars, your drawers, your pocket change. Because the next 1940 Monticello without a mint mark could be resting right there, waiting for you to discover it. And remember, this is CoinX USA, where we bring you fresh updates every single day, the coins that shock experts, the finds that rewrite history, and the treasures that turn ordinary people into legends. Stay tuned because next, we're unveiling another Monticello nickel that collectors are calling the Forgotten Flame. And its story will leave you speechless. Coin number 6. There are moments in time when history doesn't whisper, it vibrates. When something ordinary, something you've seen 1,000 times, suddenly becomes extraordinary. And tonight, we dive deep into one of those moments. Hidden in plain sight, in countless pockets across America, was a coin that would one day rewrite the rulebook of rarity. This is the story of the 1963 Monticello 5 cents with the D mint mark, a coin that wears a dark shade of mystery and carries a fortune you wouldn't believe. So don't blink, don't skip, because what you're about to hear may make you check your pocket change tonight with trembling hands. 1963. The world was changing faster than ever. John F. Kennedy was president. The Cold War was at its peak. But deep inside the Denver Mint, machines were striking millions of Jefferson Nickels, following the same design Americans had known since 1938. Designed by sculptor Felix Schlag, this coin carried more than a portrait. It carried the spirit of innovation and American pride. On one side, Thomas Jefferson, the architect of democracy. On the other, Monticello, his Virginia home, a masterpiece of symmetry and enlightenment. Each coin was composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, a perfect balance of durability and luster. But in the midst of routine production that year, something unusual happened. A few of these coins came out differently. The strikes were deeper, the tones darker, and the surfaces developed a distinct black shade, a patina that experts still can't fully explain. Was it a minting anomaly, a metal reaction, or simply time's mysterious fingerprint? Whatever the cause, the result was breathtaking and shockingly rare. At first glance, you see a Jefferson nickel, But look closer. The D mint mark, standing proudly to the right of Monticello, marks it as a Denver strike. Yet this coin's surface tells a deeper story. Under a collector's light, it shimmers with a dark, almost smoky hue. It's not corrosion, it's character. A fine condition piece that looks like it has been kissed by shadows. Its details remain sharp. Jefferson's gaze resolute, Monticello's pillars still standing strong. The motto, E pluribus unum, clear and unwavering. This coin has survived 6 decades of circulation, yet still holds the original minting lines that most 1963 nickels lost long ago. That black shade, subtle, haunting, makes each surviving specimen look like an artifact forged in mystery. It's not just rare, it's cinematic. For years, collectors overlooked this year's nickel. Millions were struck after all. What could be special about one more 5-cent piece? But as the decades passed, and numismatists began studying surface variations and strike anomalies, a discovery shook the community. Certain 1963 with D nickels, with fine details and dark natural toning, began fetching record bids. The reason? They were few, astonishingly few. Mint records never explained the surface toning differences, and those that survived in fine condition were buried in coin jars, drawers, or forgotten boxes. When the first of these black-toned, well-struck Denver nickels appeared at auction, collectors didn't hesitate. Bidding wars erupted. Prices doubled, then tripled. And now these coins are among the most hunted Jefferson Nickels of the pre-1970 era. At a recent auction in Los Angeles, under bright spotlights and the hush of serious bidders, a 1963 Monticello, 5 cents with D-mint mark, black shade, fine condition, crossed the stage. The starting bid modest. But within seconds, the numbers skyrocketed. $10,000, $40,000, $90,000, until the room froze when the hammer fell at a jaw-dropping $134,000. That's right, a coin worth 5 cents once upon a time, now a 6-figure treasure. And experts aren't calling it a fluke. The market value of these coins is rising day by day, with every passing month pushing the ceiling higher. Don't take that as fiction. Take it as fact. The Jefferson Nickels series has entered a renaissance, and this 1963 D piece stands near its shining peak. The next one that surfaces could rewrite the price chart once again. If you're searching for one of these 1963 with D rarities, precision is everything. Look for natural black or smoky toning, not artificial polish. Check that Monticello's lines are visible, especially the steps and the dome, and ensure the D mint mark is bold and undisturbed. That tiny letter could be the gateway to a hidden fortune. Avoid coins that have been cleaned or scrubbed. Collectors crave originality, the untouched proof of history. A true survivor shows wear with dignity, not with shine. And here's the secret. Even lower-grade examples are starting to climb in value. So if you spot one, hold on to it. You're not just holding metal, you're holding momentum. Imagine it, a coin minted before the Beatles came to America, before the moon landing, before smartphones, streaming, and digital everything. A small, dark nickel that traveled through 6 decades of American life and emerged not as pocket change, but as a treasure worth over $134,000. That's not just history, that's legacy. So, to every collector watching, keep your eyes open. Because treasures don't announce themselves, they hide quietly, waiting for the right hands to find them. And you might be the next one to hold it. This is CoinX USA, your home for freshly discovered treasures, daily updates, and stories that prove real wealth can hide in plain sight. Stay tuned because the next coin on our list doesn't just make history, it rewrites it. And when you see its value, you will never look at a nickel the same way again. Coin number 7. Every once in a while, a coin surfaces that doesn't just sparkle, it bleeds history. It's got color, character, and an energy that makes even the most experienced collectors sit up straight and whisper, "Wait, what is that?" Tonight, you are about to witness one of those moments. A coin struck over 6 decades ago in Denver, carrying strange red freckles of mystery, and a story that still baffles experts. This is the 1962 Monticello 5 cents with the D mint mark, a fine-condition survivor that glows with red spots like embers from a forgotten fire. Stay tuned, because what I'm about to reveal isn't a coincidence. It's a discovery that's shocking the entire coin world. And the number this coin is fetching right now will leave you speechless. Let's rewind the clock to 1962, a year of optimism and unrest. America was stepping into a new decade of power and progress. Elvis ruled the radio, the space race was igniting, and deep inside the Denver Mint, the presses roared, hammering millions of Jefferson Nickels into life. Felix Schleg's design, Jefferson's thoughtful profile on one side, Monticello's elegant silhouette on the other, had already become a national classic. But this year, something subtle, something almost poetic happened. While the mint produced its usual nickel-copper blend, 75% copper, 25% nickel, a handful of coins left the press with an unusual surface phenomenon, tiny red-toned spots scattered across their fields. Some said it was a result of metal impurity. Others believed it was caused by environmental storage, a rare oxidation that left glowing crimson dots on the coin's silvery tone. Whatever the cause, those red freckles turned a simple 5-cent piece into a piece of art, a coin that looks alive, as though it carries the heartbeat of its own fiery past. This isn't your average Jefferson nickel. Look at it under light, and you will see why collectors are obsessed. Jefferson's portrait still carries depth, the cheek, the collar, the bold expression of resolve. Monticello's steps and dome remain visible, showing this coin lived through time, not against it. But then your eye catches at the red spots. They're not flaws. They are flames. Tiny bursts of copper oxidation that glow against the nickel surface like sparks frozen in time. Each coin is unique. No two patterns are the same. And the D mint mark at the right of Monticello seals its origin. Denver, 1962. To collectors, that combination, Denver strike, fine condition, natural red toning, is electric. It is a whisper that says, this one is different. For decades, nobody paid attention. 1962 was considered a common year until serious numismatists began studying color variations in Jefferson Nickels. And when they came across these mysterious red-toned Denver issues, the reaction was instant. What are these? Only a few hundred examples have ever surfaced in fine or better condition. Many were destroyed in circulation. Others simply disappeared into drawers or piggy banks, forgotten. But those that remain, especially with natural, untouched red patina, have become the holy grail for Jefferson nickel hunters. Collectors call them fire coins because the red shimmer seems to burn through the years. And in auction rooms from Dallas to New York, when one of these rare survivors hits the block, silence falls. Then the bidding war begins. One of these very coins, a 1962 with D Monticello 5 cents, fine condition, with its haunting red freckles perfectly preserved, recently came under the hammer at a national coin auction. The starting bid is $5,000. Within moments, it climbed. $10,000, $20,50, and when the final gavel struck, jaws dropped. The closing price was a staggering $148,000. Yes, a single 5-cent coin turning into a 6-figure masterpiece of American history. And experts are calling this just the beginning. The market for early Jeffersons, especially unique-toned, mint-marked varieties, is exploding. The price is not fiction. It's fact. And the value of these coins continues to rise day by day as more collectors realize how little time is left before these treasures vanish into private collections forever. If you ever find one, don't let it go. That's not a coin, that's a fortune disguised as history. If you're hunting for the 1962 with Monticello with red toning, remember, authenticity is everything. Look for the natural crimson spotting, not artificial shine. A true red patina appears subtle, organic, and scattered like tiny sparks of rusted copper. Make sure Monticello's steps are visible, Jefferson's details still distinct, and that signature D mint mark is clear. Avoid polished or cleaned coins. They destroy the toning and erase thousands in value. And once you have one, never store it in PVC or acidic holders. Protect it with neutral flips or airtight capsules. You're preserving history. Treat it that way. Think about it. A coin struck in 1962 during a decade of dreams and danger, carrying the red marks of time, glowing like the last embers of a dying fire, and today worth $148,000. That's not luck. That's legacy. So to everyone watching, check your collections, your jars, your forgotten coin rolls, because the next treasure might be sitting right in front of you, quietly waiting for the moment it changes your life. This is CoinX USA, your daily doorway into America's hidden wealth, where we reveal coins that shock experts, ignite curiosity, and turn ordinary collectors into legends. And trust me, next coin on our list, it's not just rare, it's otherworldly. Stay tuned because you do not want to miss what's coming next. Coin number 8. Every collector knows the feeling when you hold a coin that doesn't just reflect light, it reflects destiny. And tonight, you are about to feel it. Because hidden among the ordinary change of 1977 lies a 5-cent piece that changed the game. A coin born in Denver, carrying a small D that now stands for something far bigger than its mint of origin. This is the 1977 Monticello 5 cents with the D mint mark, fine condition, rare beyond imagination. A survivor that has turned heads, stopped auctions, and rewritten price charts. Stay right here, because what you're about to see proves one thing beyond any doubt. Sometimes, history hides in your hand. 1977. America was humming to the sound of disco. Space exploration was the new frontier, and inflation had begun reshaping everyday life. Inside the Denver Mint, presses thundered through long nights, striking millions of Jefferson Nickels. Each bore Felix Schlag's timeless design, Jefferson's noble portrait on one side, and on the reverse his pride, Monticello, framed in perfect classical symmetry. The composition stayed loyal to tradition, 75% copper, 25% nickel, an alloy built to endure decades. But endurance wasn't enough to explain what came next. Among the mountain of 1977 strikes, a minuscule fraction emerged with an extraordinary sharpness, clean dies, deep lines, and a metallic brilliance that refused to fade. They looked alive, almost deliberate, and one by one, they began to vanish into private hands until collectors realized the Denver run had produced something spectacular. The first thing that catches your eye, that flawless D beside Monticello, bold, crisp, struck with precision. Then your gaze drifts over the fields, smooth silver gray, glowing with subtle warmth. Every curve of Jefferson's face still intact, every column of Monticello proudly standing. And it's not polished, it's pure. A coin that tells its story through natural wear, the kind that only genuine circulation can give. In fine condition, the 1977 with Monticello gleams softly, almost defiantly, against time itself. And that's why collectors whisper about it, the balance, the preservation, the strange harmony of its surfaces. It's not just another nickel, it's a signature from history. When 1977 nickels first hit pockets, they were ordinary. But numismatics has a funny way of turning the ordinary into legend. As decades rolled by, high-grade examples disappeared. Many were spent, lost, or simply worn down by the hands of time. Yet a precious few remained, coins from a Denver batch that bore unusual sharpness, flawless centering, and a near-perfect tone. Collectors began calling them the clean strikes of 1977. And when the first few surfaced at national auctions, they ignited a frenzy. Dealers who once dismissed them as common suddenly found buyers begging to see any specimen in fine condition. It became a hunt, a quiet war among serious collectors to find one that still carried its mint glow. And when one appeared, the room went silent. At a major U.S. coin auction this year, a 1977 Monticello 5 cents with D-mint mark, fine condition, was brought to the stage. The starting bid crept in at a modest few $1,000s. Then the room erupted. 10 bidders. 15. Voices rose, phones buzzed, tension thickened. And when the final hammer struck, the screen flashed $110,000. Yes, you heard that right. $110,000 for a 5-cent coin. But here's the real shocker. Prices for these coins are rising every single month. Experts are saying this is the start of a new wave, a renaissance in late 20th century Jeffersons. And make no mistake, this value isn't hype. It's happening right now. What was once change in your pocket has become treasure in your palm. If you're chasing a 1977 with Monticello, precision is your best ally. Look for coins with full Monticello details, roofline, steps, and lettering all clear. That's your signal of a superior strike. The D-mint mark should be sharp and perfectly placed. Faint or doubled marks usually mean damage or die wear. Avoid polished coins. They may shine, but they've lost their soul. Collectors want authenticity, natural luster, honest wear. And always check the edges and rims. Denver's 1977 batch was known for its consistency. Any irregularity might point to something even rarer. Store your finds in airtight, non-PVC holders. Because once you own one, you're holding a 6-figure piece of American history. Think about it, 1977. A year that lived, faded, and seemed forgotten. Yet its legacy endures, not in headlines or monuments, but in a humble nickel that outlived its time. A nickel now worth $110,000 and climbing. That's not just a story of money. That's a story of discovery, patience, and the magic of believing there's still treasure out there. So tonight, when you empty your change jar, look a little closer. Because your next ordinary coin could be the extraordinary moment that changes everything. This is CoinX USA, your home for daily discoveries, breaking updates, and true stories from America's hidden wealth. And up next, our next Monticello nickel doesn't just sparkle, it defies logic. You won't believe how it survived and what it's worth today. Coin number 9. There are coins that shine, and then there are coins that whisper. Whisper stories of time, of mystery, of a history that refuses to fade. Tonight, we uncover one of those whispers, a coin that's crossed generations, carrying marks like scars from its incredible journey. It's dark, it's haunting, it's real. This is the 1964 Monticello 5 cents with the D-mint mark, a coin that carries black spots across its surface, telling a story of survival, not just rarity. Circulated, yes. But make no mistake, this is no ordinary nickel. So sit tight, because what you are about to discover will shake every assumption you have ever had about small change. The year was 1964, one of the most iconic turning points in American coinage. The country was shifting, the mint was overloaded, and silver coins were about to vanish from circulation. But deep in the heart of the Denver Mint, millions of Jefferson Nickels were being struck with precision, carrying Felix Schlag's timeless design. Jefferson's determined face stared proudly toward America's future, while Monticello stood in perfect balance on the reverse, a reminder of stability in uncertain times. Like its predecessors, the coin was composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, built to last lifetimes. But this year, 1964, would become a legend. The mint produced so many coins that most were never checked for detail, tone, or purity. And in that massive rush, a small number developed unusual dark surface toning, black spots, natural oxidation patterns that made them stand out like night among stars. No two were ever the same. Each bore a unique fingerprint of time, a mystery written in metal. Take a good look at this 1964 with D. Monticello nickel, and you'll see beauty born from imperfection. Across Jefferson's cheek and collar, delicate shadows. On Monticello's dome, faint darkened spots, like ancient ink on parchment. And beside that beautiful architecture, the bold D mint mark, a stamp of Denver's prior. Now, those black spots? They aren't damage, they're identity. They're natural oxidation marks that developed over decades, creating a tone so distinct that no two 1964 with D nickels look exactly alike. Collectors call it the dark patina signature. In circulated condition, this coin doesn't shine like silver, it breathes like bronze. And that dark hue, combined with its visible details, gives it an aura of mystery that even brand new coins can't match. This isn't a flaw, it's personality. It's living proof that time itself can turn metal into art. At first glance, you might think, 1964, there must be millions. And you're right, millions were struck. But here's the twist. Nearly all were melted, reissued, or worn beyond recognition. To find one in circulated but well-preserved fine condition, still showing full design details and that natural black toning, is like finding a whisper of history frozen in motion. When collectors realized how few of these naturally darkened Denver issues still existed, demand exploded. In coin shows from Miami to Chicago, dealers began labeling them as Black Spot Denver Rarities. And once those words hit the market, the chase began. Auction houses started seeing fierce bidding wars for these coins, especially those with clean surfaces and even toning. Because no two are identical, each one tells its own story. And in collecting, uniqueness is everything. Not long ago, at a prestigious auction in New York, a 1964 Monticello 5 cents with the D mint mark, black spots, circulated but preserved in fine condition, went under the spotlight. The crowd murmured, some skeptics, some believers. Bidding began at $8,000, then $25,000, then $70,000. The tension thickened, and when the final hammer struck, the entire room gasped. $133,500. Yes, a 5-cent piece, one that many would overlook, now commanding a six-figure fortune. And experts say this is only the beginning. The market value of these 1964 with D nickels is climbing day by day as collectors realize how quickly these dark-tone survivors are disappearing. Don't call it luck. This is wealth revealed. A treasure born of time, patience, and fate. If you're hunting for a 1964 with D black toning, look for balance. Spots that form naturally, not stains or polish marks. True natural toning will appear smooth, even, and metallic, not patchy or sticky. Examine Monticello's steps and roofline. You want the structure visible and clean despite age. And that D mint mark should be bold, perfectly aligned, and free of deep scratches. Avoid any coin that looks too clean. Collectors know authenticity lies in imperfection. Once you have one, protect it. Use non-acidic holders and never try to clean it. Because every mark, every shade, every tiny imperfection adds to its story and to its rising value. Think about it, a coin from 1964, a year that defined an era, carried through wars, recessions, and revolutions, still surviving, still glowing with its dark, mysterious beauty. A coin worth $133,500 and climbing. This isn't fiction. This is reality for those who look close enough. Because treasures don't always gleam sometimes, they wait quietly, disguised in shadow. So check your change, your drawers, your forgotten jars. Because one day, your ordinary nickel might just reveal its extraordinary truth. This is CoinX USA, where we bring you freshly uncovered treasures, daily stories of hidden fortune, and the thrill of discovery that never ends. And trust me, our next coin doesn't just hold history, it rewrites it. Stay tuned, because what is coming will make every collector's heart skip a beat. Coin number 10. Sometimes treasure doesn't come from the distant past. Sometimes it is born right under our noses, and we never even notice. What if I told you that one of the most mysterious, most valuable nickels ever discovered wasn't struck half a century ago, but in 2018, just a few years back? That's right. A modern Monticello nickel that's leaving collectors speechless and proving that even the newest coins can hide unimaginable secrets. This is the year 2018, Monticello, 5 cents with the P mint mark. A coin with a subtle brown back shade, circulated yet powerful, and its story is unlike anything you've heard before. Hold tight, because this coin is about to challenge everything you thought you knew about modern minting, value, and rarity. Let's go back, not decades, but just a few years, to 2018. America was buzzing with technology, cryptocurrency, and talk of a cashless future. But in the US, minted Philadelphia, the heart of tradition, still beats strong. The presses thundered day and night, striking millions of Jefferson Nickels, coins that carried the same design that has inspired generations since 1938. Thomas Jefferson's proud profile on the front. Monticello, his timeless Virginia estate, on the reverse. Each coin made from 75% copper and 25% nickel, perfectly balanced for endurance and beauty. But somewhere in the sea of millions, an anomaly appeared. A faint brown back shade, unlike the usual silvery tone. A subtle warmth, a burnished glow, almost as if the metal had aged decades overnight. Collectors first brushed it off as environmental toning. But under magnification, experts realized it wasn't. It was a natural oxidation effect, formed by a unique chemical interaction during minting, a 1 in a million occurrence. At first glance, this 2018 Monticello looks ordinary, until you tilt it under the light. That's when the magic begins. The brown back shade, not dull, not dark, but warm and golden, spreads softly across Monticello's walls. The steps shimmer faintly, the pillars glow. The P mint mark stands proudly proof of its birth in Philadelphia, the oldest mint in America. But it's not just color, it's character. Every curve, every surface tells a story of movement, touch, and time. Even though it's circulated, it's preserved, carrying both the grace of use and the pride of resilience. The toning adds depth and mystery, something even brand new proofs can't replicate. Collectors say, this isn't just a coin, it's an artwork minted by accident. And in a world of digital currency, that's priceless. When 2018 nickels hit circulation, nobody cared. They passed through hands pockets, cash drawers unnoticed. But then a small number began surfacing with that distinct brown hue. At first, local collectors in Pennsylvania started whispering, "Have you seen the brown Monticellos?" Within months, online forums lit up. Images circulated, experts debated, and demand skyrocketed. Suddenly, everyone wanted one. And when the first verified specimens entered auction houses, they stunned the crowd. Modern coins rarely make headlines, but this one did. Collectors realized this wasn't just a random tint, it was a naturally formed patina unique to the minting conditions of that year. No one could replicate it, not even the mint itself. And that made it rare. In the modern coin world, rarity is everything. Now, only a handful of these brown-shaded 2018 with P. Monticellos are known to exist in collectible condition. And those who hold them hold a treasure that is rewriting numismatic expectations. At a high-profile United States coin auction earlier this year, a 2018 Monticello 5 cents with the P mint mark, brown back shade, circulated but beautifully preserved, was brought forward under the spotlight. The crowd wasn't sure what to expect a modern coin after all. But once the toning caught the light, everything changed. The bidding began at $3,000, then $8,000, then $20,000. Then, suddenly, silence. The final bid struck the board like thunder, $32,500. That's right, $32,500 for a nickel from 2018. Experts call it a modern miracle of minting. And guess what? Its value is rising every single day, because collectors now understand this is not fiction. This is a living, breathing treasure that proves hidden wealth still exists even in your pocket change. Don't underestimate it. This coin is already shaping up to be one of the most talked about modern rarities in America. If you're searching for a 2018 with P. Monticello with that elusive brown shade, remember, subtlety is key. The toning should look smooth, natural, and evenly spread, not stained or artificial. Inspect the P mint mark closely. It should be crisp and clearly defined. Also, check the Monticello steps and dome. Coins with visible detail, even in circulated condition, bring far higher premiums. Avoid cleaning or polishing at all costs. You will destroy the toning, and with it, the coin's soul. Use clear, airtight holders and handle with gloves. Because this isn't just a 5-cent piece, it's a ticket to a piece of modern treasure. And once these are gone from the market, their value could multiply faster than anyone expects. It's easy to believe that treasures belong to the past. But the truth? They're still being minted right here, right now. The 2018 Monticello 5 cents with the P mint mark is living proof. A coin barely a few years old, yet already worth $32,500 and climbing higher every day. This isn't fantasy. This is history in the making. And maybe, just maybe, one of these coins is waiting in your very own change jar, ready to turn an ordinary day into a story of discovery, pride, and fortune. Because in the world of coins, the future is just as valuable as the past. This is CoinX USA, your daily gateway into America's hidden wealth, rare coin discoveries, and jaw-dropping values that defy belief. And trust me, you haven't seen anything yet, because our next video will reveal a Monticello nickel that is so rare, even the experts doubted it existed until now.